Afternoon, folks. Sort of tearing into something here and figured, you know what? I ought to get out my phone and video this because it's good entertainment. It's an interesting tractor, and you hate to not get it on video and document it. So just want to show you what we're up to today. Yeah, we're right back into this. Let me shut the bidirectional off so you can hear me talk. But I already dropped the saddle tanks off out from underneath this tractor, and I know most of you are just sitting here looking at it going, oh, that's just a 1466, why is he talking about this? Well, it's not just a 1466, it's actually a 1468 International, as you can see right there. 1468. The original V8 blew up in this, the previous owner said, sometime in the 90s, and they dropped in a DT 437, which would have been out of 1586 or 1486, looking at it. And it's got the mount here for the throttle cable, not the linkage style like a 66 series would have. So that's probably where they got the frame rails and stuff from, because it's all the same to my knowledge. And they had to add the left-hand hood on the other side says turbo on it because you got to have a hole for an exhaust. But that's what we're working on. 1468. Really need to change that seat out too because, well, it's not a Thunderbird, but classy seat nonetheless. But I robbed the front end out from underneath this thing to sell on a rather cursed 1466 that I sold. First time I sold it, the guy wanted a normal IH front end underneath it. So I did that and swapped the truck front end out from underneath it. Robbed the one off the 1468. Needed parts at the time, just how it goes. I do have a normal IH front end out at the farm, but that's no fun. And then that guy took 3 months to get here for the tractor, and then I told him to go, jump off a cliff, or maybe it wasn't so kind. He never showed up for the tractor, and then another guy said he was going to take the tractor. He said he was going to send me a deposit on it and be there within a week. He sent me $100 through Venmo. Never showed up, so we sold that tractor again, and it finally left, and it went to Kentucky, Ohio, I don't remember, but now we're back to the 1468, and we're going to put this semi-truck front axle underneath it, mostly just because it's unique and looks fun, and it's my tractor, and I don't really care. That's what we're going to do. And as you can see, no fenders. We got a fix for that too. We're going to put fenders on it, maybe not the right flat top fenders. It was a cabbed tractor originally, but it no longer has a cabbed tractor floor pan on it. If you look at that, and that's actually a very specific floor pan, that's not even for a flat fender IH tractor. If you know what you're looking at there, that's a really rare part. But I robbed it off a 1466 I was parting out that I didn't realize was odd until it was already in pieces. But yeah, we're gonna slide this front end up underneath here, throw, I think it's 4 bolts and 2 bolts on the rear for the rear pivot. This is a little crude, mind you, and quite loose, but that's okay. And then we'll have a rolling, running, driving tractor again. Then I can take it to the farm and maybe work on it some more, get it set up how I want. And I do know I need to swap out front wheels and tires. That's not good. Let's just say that. I hope it holds air still. If not, I got a set of 22.5 Bud wheels out at the farm that we bought for spares for a different semi that we're going to put on it anyway, because it sits a little high in the front end, or at least it did on that 1466 with the 24.5s. I've got 22.5s that should set it down a little lower, I would hope. But this thing's got 20.8 38s on the rear. Tires are kind of poor, unfortunately, but I do think I have a set, or no, I need to talk to a guy. He's got some 20.8 38s off of Versatile, I think. We're going to see about that. I could use 4 of them, actually, because I've got access to a set of band duals now. We're going to have a 1468 bastard with a truck front underneath it with some not flat top fenders on it and 20.8 38 band duals. And just have a really odd, cool looking conversation piece for me, because I can. This tractor's already a bastard. We just will do what we want with it. So with that, I'm going to set the phone down and get this front end up underneath this thing, and then get it back on the ground before something scary happens. All right, well, we're gaining here. Feel a little bit safer about all of this now because I actually have a front end sitting underneath it. I got the back pivot set in there, and it leaves quite a bit to be desired, to be honest. But yeah, now the fun part's going to be dropping this down very slowly and lining up the 4 bolts on the front part of the bolster. After that, we'll go see about getting lines for it, and hopefully left is left and right is right there, but I don't actually know. So we're going to measure and make sure we get long enough hoses just in case I have to swap them side to side. And yeah, we'll get this set down on there. Then find a battery. Fired this thing up for the first time in like 6 months-ish. I remember the injection pump on this thing doesn't run that great, but I do have a spare injector pump for it that I ought to just take and have rebuilt and set, 25% higher than stock, because fun tractor too. And yeah, then we'll have a real fun tractor. But yeah, we need to get fenders on it too sometime here, and I should probably go work on a different tractor here that is in a video that needs to come out in like 10 days. Priorities. There you go. That's a interesting look, to say the least. I'm sure there's gonna be some people upset with me for this, and to be honest, I don't care. It looks cool. It really does. It's already a bastard. It's gonna stay a bastard. The reason I did this deal with those 3 tractors when it happened was just so I could keep this one and have fun with it, and that's right where we're at. I paid for both of those tractors pretty easily or both of just to keep this tractor with the other 2 pretty easily with some profit, which gives me some room to mess with this. And that's half the reason I do as much of this stuff. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it, even though sometimes the clientele sucks. Sorry, guys. But let's fire this thing up. Well, actually, I need to go get hoses made for it, don't I? Yeah, I better do that. Let's get the fenders over here and set them on it just to see how it looks. Then I might have to look and see what hardware I need to attach said fenders, because I don't recall. I might have it here, I might not. I don't know. And yeah, she's looking pretty spiffy though. I think I have the right seat around here somewhere that'll go on that too, which would be excellent. I got enough salvage tractors around. Do you think we could find something that would fit in place of that Thunderbird seat? All right, dropped different front tires on, because, well, that one, the sidewall is blown out on, and I guess I put different wheels on, and that one was bald entirely. And these were 11R 24.5s, and these are 11 22.5s. This front end sits a little lower, which I actually like, because there was quite a height difference between the 2 here. We'll roll this back. And I'm not entirely sure what the thought process was here, but not good. That rim's junk now, tire's junk, which is expected. And one of these lug nuts had torch marks on it. So I don't know if he just didn't have a big enough impact or wrench or whatever, but I have 1-inch impact. So no big deal to buzz those suckers on and off. The only real complication here is left is right and right is left instead of left being left and right and right. And yeah, I know that sounds like a country song, because I think left is left and right is left and left is wrong. North and south can't get along. It's a Don Williams song, I think. But when they did this front axle swap, they flipped the axle upside down and evidently swapped it side to side. Don't know why side to side. Maybe it had something to do with where the steering arms go. So the tie rod was trailing instead of leading. But the Bud wheels, if you've ever been around those, left-hand side is left-hand thread and right-hand side is right-hand thread. But now on this one, left-hand side is right-hand thread and right-hand side is right-hand thread. Did you get that? I don't know. But it's backwards and it's upside down and turned around. It's kind of like some of the stuff you find on a Sandhills ranch. No offense. But you work with what you got. I could say it a much more offensive way, but probably get me demonetized. So, but now we got good front tires to work with. As you can see, I set one fender on there, Now it looks pretty darn good. It'd look even better with a set of big old duals on it, I would say. But we're making progress here. And it really looks like all my bolt holes should line up. I just got to get some shorter U-bolts. What I got's too long because it's off a cab. The U-bolts are off a cab, but I can shorten them and tap and re-thread them. But all this looks like it'll line up. That should be good. I bet I throw away the hydraulic seat stuff and go rob the spring suspension off of the salvage tractor, or that 915 combine over there has a seat on it that's really nice, and cap the seat suspension line off. But I got to get hoses made now before we can drive this thing. If I remember correctly, and it's been a little bit since I messed with this thing, the MCV is weak, so it takes a while to bleed up for steering, and the clutch seems weak, so we're gonna have to work on the MCV pump in the future. It's a learning experience for me, but that's fine. We'll just keep learning. This is the perfect tractor to learn on because, well, it's not going anywhere. Well, I got hoses on this thing this morning. Got a battery in it. I haven't started this in a while, since I took the front end out from underneath it, actually. I see it's leaked some oil out here. Don't know if that's engine oil, trends, hydraulic. Don't really know, but we're gonna, I got the park breakdown. This thing, the clutch safety has never been bypassed, so I gotta start it here from the ground today. Oh, and I lost connection. But we're gonna fire this thing up and get it out where hopefully we can look it over a little better. Like I said, been close to 6 months since I started this, I think. Maybe not 100%. Sure. Okay, not cranking the greatest. Let me pump this a few times. Maybe give her a snorty snort of the Cosby sauce, and we'll see. All right, I primed it up a little better and gave her a snort. Whoops. Dang it. Try again. Round 3. I pumped on enough you can hear it returning fuel into the tank. Give her some more, another hit of Cosby sauce. Right. Dang it. God. Come on. Dang. Operator error partially here. I don't even know how open the throttle is. Shooty shoot shoot. Toot toot. Try again. Yeah, maybe I should idle it up a little more. The throttle linkage doesn't quite act right. We're gonna let it idle for a minute. I'll crawl up in the seat and we'll see if it steers, I guess. If I got the lines backwards, we gotta swap them side to side. I gave myself enough extra hose, I hope, to accomplish that. What are you doing? Trying to idle up on me. Might have to. Yeah, brakes are dead. Weak MCD pump in action here. Sounds good. Linkage is a little stiff, and it's not gonna move because we're low. That might move. Needs a range cover rebuild. there we go. Oh. Yeah. No steering. I'm not shocked here because I know when he sold it to me, they had lost steering. And, well, I'm pretty sure that's a weak MCV pump. I know it is. But also, I think it might just be low on hydraulic oil. I didn't check it this morning. So, we'll do that after lunch and see where we end up. It is, however, charging, which is good, and has good oil pressure, so that is nice. That's a fire waiting to happen there, so we need to do something with that. You know, really this Thunderbird seat or whatever it is pretty comfortable. I kind of hate to get rid of it. But I think I've still got that 915 combine over there, and it's got like a high back, curved back seat on it. And I think we're gonna try to bolt it down to this, I hope. We'll see. The lever for the height adjustment is missing off the seat as well, so I just be as well off going to a spring suspension seat, I would say. Okay, I added about a gallon. It's all it was low was a gallon of Hytran here, so I don't know. MCV pump is known to be weak on this, so I'm gonna grab. Well, I took. There's kind of a trick here. If it's not one to bleed up, it is now full. You can either overfill it by a few gallons. A lot of guys say up to 5, which, okay. I mean, we got a whole 5-gallon bucket in the back of the pickup, but I'd rather not dump it in. But I took, there's a plug here on the back of the MCV, and you should just be able to crank this thing, and it should just absolutely blow hydraulic oil out. And, or if it doesn't, you let it sit there and go until it blows hydraulic oil out to bleed the air out of the system. And then hopefully we have steering. No complete and total guarantee that that happens. I've seen it where it doesn't, but that was on that 1206 that was low on hydraulic oil. So here we go. Nothing. That's not good. Not good at all. Huh. Okay, added 2.5 more gallons to it, or about half that bucket. Hopefully now we get some action. Nothing. Dang. Huh. Never had one that bad off before, but here we are. Okay then. Well, I don't know now. I messed with that for a little bit. Can't get it to blow hydraulic oil out like it's supposed to. Can always try to add a little more. Maybe the pickup is not picking up. Got a bad O-ring or something. I don't know. We're gonna have to think about it a little bit. Maybe do a little bit of research tonight. Could always try. I've never changed a hydraulic oil filter on this, so maybe we need to pop that off, change it, see what we got behind there. Can't hurt to change it. I mean, this says last serviced in 2010. Maybe that one's even older down there. I don't know. It's pretty easy to throw a hydraulic filter at it and see where we end up. That for sure. We can sure do that. I don't know. We'll think about it, do a little bit of research tonight. Starts and moves at least, but yeah, gotta have steering, right? Yeah. All right, we're back with this 1468-ish again, and I decided what the hell, throw a hydraulic filter at it, and I'm glad I did, because this old Baldwin was starting to decay pretty bad, and really the color of the oil out of this thing, not good, but problem for another day. New filter in it, and it steers now, actually. It moves, and yeah, we're good. Looks like I have a leak of some sort right there. Wonder if I have a fitting that's not tight. We can look at that in a second. I got pliers right there, actually. But yeah, we'll tighten that up, and then let's take it for a spin. Crawl up in the old Thunderbird seat here. Oh, it is comfortable. You hate to admit it. But I do know, I think the range cover needs a rebuild. Not a bad job. Straight pipe sounds good though. And it steers pretty darn tight with that truck front end underneath it. I think it's a few more turns lock to lock now than it would be. That's okay. My fuel gauge might work for charging. Got oil pressure. I put about 1.5 gallons of coolant in it. Brakes are fair. It has brakes. Steering's a little loose. Oh yeah. Turn around in the field here. Let traffic go by and go the other way. Steering's a little loose. Who's really surprised? I know that pin down there has quite a bit of end play, and would assume that one does too. Motor sounds healthy though. No TA, so let her eat, right? I guess. Honestly, runs out fine. Injector pump sounds happy. I thought this thing might add a governor ring going out of the pump, but I could be wrong on that. I'm gonna let it sit here and idle for a little bit, but I'm pleased. This is good. I don't see any massive leaks or anything like that. It seems like I got that line tightened up and we're not leaking there. Might get to do cylinder seals. I'll probably just go on Surplus Center and get myself a new cylinder too. Smaller bore cylinder, I would think, would require less turns of the steering wheel to move. Allegedly, that's just me thinking here. It's a blow-by, normal IH 400 series stuff. We got some wiring things here to deal with. I always unhook the battery on this thing. Tires are poor. I'll talk to the guy. I know I got 20.8 38 band duals, hopefully, to put on this soon. That would really just complete the whole look. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Maybe we hook it to a feed wagon. Why not, right? Need a different seat. I might just take it to the farm and work on it from here. Don't really need it here on the machinery lot at all. I don't know. Cool tractor though. I do like it. Could have sworn I had an injector pump flutter in on this thing though. I don't know. We'll think about it some. Maybe it just needs run too. That leaves a lot to be desired right there too. I like it though. It's unique. Nobody else has one like it. And at the end of the day, it's still a 1468, right? I mean, (146.8), number 7650. Yeah, I like it though. Truthfully though, like, we can make that better. That's a lot of play. Single shear though, not good either. Definitely farm rides, cowboy things going on there. Tie rod ends seem fairly tight at least. Maybe. We're gonna have to think about this a little bit. I think we need to get that cylinder sorted out for sure. Yikes. Either way, I think we're to a point now that this tractor is probably usable, which is more or less the goal. And that's all we can really hope for. We're just gonna find something to hook it to, like a drill or a disc or field cultivator. I don't know, I got stuff. We'll figure it out. But that's gonna be it here, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. You can join the Hams Beer Fund. I think it's $4.99 a month. I actually went and looked. It's really appreciated. You can be a member, get early access to all these videos the minute I post them, essentially. Plenty of toys for sale up on territorialtrading.com. Don't forget the SPPA show, tractor show, is coming up the last weekend in April. On the 24th, we'll have a tractor drive poker run in the evening. On Saturday, we'll have the full show again. We are featuring things made in Kansas this year. So Sunflower, Crustbuster, Otter Dozers, some Gleaner Combines. I mean, there's a whole list of things that are made in Kansas. So add that to your thought process, and a lot more companies made in Kansas. But we hope you can see you there at the end of April. But with that, guys, take care. Have a good one. Go drag something out of the weeds just like this and get it running.